Welcome back, you sexy motherfucker. Hey guys, and welcome back to part 2 of the How to Dominate Fall Guys series. I really enjoyed making that first video, and I enjoyed making this one as well. Please consider subscribing if you feel that this video is very helpful and helps you get some wins. Please check out my last video on how to dominate Fall Guys. I covered in the last video, I believe it was Dizzy Heights, Fall Ball, and then Hexagon. I covered those 3 in my first video. In this video, I'm going to cover DoorDash, Gate Crash, and Hit Parade. So these are all ones that you usually get in like the first or the second round. These are very key because if you want to consistently make it to the finals, you have to consistently make, the earlier qualifying races, and that's how I'm going to show you to do in this video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Side note, I really enjoyed the support that you guys have been giving me in the first video I made in the series. I enjoy making these videos, and there are going to be more coming your way. So if you do want to stay tuned for that, please consider subscribing, and let's move on to the video.
All right, so first up, we got DoorDash. So this one's pretty simple and straightforward. There's only one strat that is like purely effective in this one. It's very, very simple. I'm gonna show you in just a second. So it doesn't matter where you spawn in the beginning. You could be on the left side, the right side, the front, the back, the middle. Doesn't really matter. But the first thing you do is you go to the middle right off the bat. You give everybody else a slight lead over you while you're in the middle. The second you see a door open, for instance, I'm probably going to go to the one that's on the right side of the middle because I see that one opening right now. I'm going to go through that one. Or I don't. I go through the middle. So this one, I go through back to the middle, give them a little bit of lead. So I see that one opened up, I'm going to go straight through that one. Jump right through, go back to the middle, wait, and I see that one opened up, go right through it. Back to the middle, wait for one to open. That one open, go through that one. See that one opened already, so I'm just going to go straight through it. As well as that one, and the last one's probably going to be open before I get there. It's all good though, I'm in front of the pack. Alright, so there you go. Now you're not always going to get first place with this kind of strat. It's more of a strat to just make sure that you don't get last place. And that's really all that matters because all you got to do is make sure you get up, that you move on to the next round. So I let everybody go ahead of me so I can see which door opens up, jump through it, give them a little bit of lead, wait a little bit, go back to the middle, and I see the one to the right opened up, so I'm going to go through that one. Go back to the middle, those don't open. The one on the left does, so I'm going to go through that one. Go back to the middle. That one didn't open. Okay, the one on the right did, so go through that one. Go back to the middle, wait for it, that one opened up immediately. Will this guy guess right again? Oh, he guesses right again, so I'm going to just follow him. Will he guess right a third time? Nope. And it's the middle one. So there you go. Keep in mind that the last 3, only one of them open up. So if it's not 2, then it's the last one. And there you go. That's how you beat DoorDash. Pretty straightforward. Let's move on to Gate Crash. Now, one thing that I want to point out is at the very, very beginning. So when you just start, you're going to see 3 walls. Now, in every single game, these walls move at the exact same time. Every single game. So what's going to happen is the wall on the left is going to open up first when you just start, when the timer hits 0. This one is going to open up. Then this one is going to go down, and when that goes down, the one on the right is going to go up. And when the one on the right goes down, then the one in the middle is going to go up. Now, this is very key because depending on where you are on the map is where you want to go through these first walls. Everything else is just kind of random. You don't really need to memorize anything else. You only need to memorize this so you get a good start. So, for instance, if you start at top left of everybody, then all you want to do is you just want to go straight. Actually, like if you start on the left, period, all you got to do is go through the left gate because that is guaranteed to stay open. If you start in the back middle, then you're going to go through the left or the right. Doesn't matter. Do not go middle. The wall will be up by the time you get there. However, if you start at the front line, or sometimes the second row. If you jump properly, you'll be able to get over it. Then you have enough time before this wall gets up where you could actually jump over it. If you are the third or fourth row back, do not try jumping over this wall. You will not make it. Now, if you start on the right side at any point, I'm pretty sure you can just go through it no matter what. So those are really all the spawn points. So you only want to go through the middle if you start in the first or second row. Other than that, just go through the left or the right. So I'm starting in the third row, so I'm probably going to go right. It should get down by the time I get there, and it does. So I just wait for this wall to go down. So I just did not pay attention to that thing going left and right, which is fine. Now here, these walls right here and on the left side, never ever take the path of the two walls that are on the outside. Always go through the two inner walls. For some reason, the ones on the outside just never go down. They only go down every like third time the ones in the middle go down. And so there's never a point to even go for the outside. So always go in the middle two for this row specifically. This one is just a guessing game. Go through the one that's down. Now here is just basically timing. So the two on the outside are always synchronized into when they're going up and down, and then the one in the middle is basically opposite. So if in this instance, the one when I'm up on the hill, I notice that the middle is up. So I know that by the time I get to the bottom of this hill, the one that is up will be down. So since the middle is up, I'm going to go to that one because by the time I get there, it will be down so I can go over it. And one key note to consider is this jump. It's not a far jump. So if you notice, I jumped like not even that close to the ledge. I jumped all the way back here. And as long as you dive after you jump, you're still going to make the jump no matter what. So see how far I landed? I could have started my jump even further back and I still wouldn't have made it. So there's no point in waiting for the last possible second to jump because then you risk missing your jump and then you're just going to fall and not jump at all. So you don't want to do that. It's better off you just play it safe. So by doing this strat, I got second place in this one. So for this one, I'm probably going to go middle or left side, doesn't matter which one. When you do go middle, you do want to jump though, because if you just walk over it, the wall will come up and then trip your character. And so from here on out, you're just feeling it. Again, this one, you always go middle, no matter what, never go to the outside. Here, you just kind of feel it out. And then once again, I know, feel free to wait a second just so you can time it. So wait at the top until one of the barriers is fully up. And then once you see one of them is fully up, like I did just now, then you want to start and aim for it. Because then by the time you get there, it's going to be down. And then there you go. Got a second place finish and then a first place finish. And that's how you play Gate Crash. Okay, so last but not least, we have Hit Parade. So as the counter starts to 0. So at this point, anytime you're crossing I guess we'll call these like beams for now, or these cylinder-like objects, and you have to balance on them, it's always best, at least in my opinion, to turn your camera as high up as possible. So you see the camera angle, I'm not at the normal camera angle where I would want to use to like see what's in front of me. I'm just paying attention to the beams. And so I feel like an aerial view of your character makes it easier for you to see where you are on the beam and makes it easier to balance, in my opinion. So then I just jump to this yellow platform and I jump up. If you were to fall below, it's really not the end of the world. You really don't fall that far back from the people that make this platform. So it's really not that big of a deal if you can't consistently make these jumps on those beams. So coming this way, you always, either you're on the left side or the right side, you always want to be, so for instance, since I'm on the right side of these fans, you always want to go on the left side of them and push them. You never want to go, basically, the part where the lines are not there. So like the blank part is where you want to go. On the other side, however, you want to go where those stripes are. So you just push these. You don't need to dive or jump. You could just walk and push them. So for instance, so in this case, I got here pretty quickly. So if you get here under a certain amount of time, then the wall to the right will be open. So in this case, I did get here rather quickly, so I know that the wall on the right side is going to be open. And so that's where I'm going to go. It's best at this point to stay closest to either the right side or the left side. The middle is a lot harder because there's just more going on. Some of the balls are like lean to the right and some are lean to the left. So if you go to the right or go all the way to the left, then you have like less balls that you basically have to worry about. So again, make it right through. So as you can see, this guy goes to cut me off, right? And so now you would think that in a course like this, there's no way I could be able to pass him. I guess you would think that maybe I could grab onto him, but even then it's not really guaranteed. However, there is a way that it's kind of difficult to time, but if you time it right, you can actually go up faster than everybody else. So you're about to see right now. These I guess, donut-looking things, you can actually use to give yourself a boost up the wall if you hit it in the right angle. So I'm going to play that back so you can see what just happened. So obviously he's going to win if I don't do something. So I go to the left and I let the thing hit my body above it so that it could push me forward. And so I did that on purpose so that I can then get a little bit of a boost and go past him so that I can win it instead of getting second. So if you're ever like, far back and you don't think you're going to be able to qualify and you need to make a desperate move, I guess worst case scenario, then you could, I guess, try this out, for instance. But honestly, I could have just got second place, and said whatever, but, I want to be that guy. So once again, I'm adjusting the camera to the top. So I fell this time, but it's really not that big of a deal. You don't fall that far back. So now I'll get to show you what you do on the left side. It's basically the same thing, except here you go for the stripes on the right side of that now. Once again, on the right side of that, stay on the right side of it. And now this was a slower run, so I know the middle is going to be open, so that's where I go. Now here I should have went and stayed on the left side. Instead I stayed in the middle, dodging these. So as you can see, it's a little bit more difficult if you stay in the middle instead of going to the left side. But it's okay. And here I also make the mistake of staying in the middle where I should have just hugged the wall on the left side. Oh yeah, and one thing to note, I forgot to mention, is that, let's go back to here. If you probably saw it, I just didn't say it. The donuts, I'll just call them that for now, they never reach all the way to the wall. They stop there. So you actually have no obstacles to worry about when you're hugging the wall. Except when you're in the beginning, you have all that. They're going to be like in front of you. They're going to like be annoying. They're going to be in your way. But if you hug the wall, then you have nothing to worry about. As you can see, the guy in the yellow, all he did was go in a straight line, and he didn't have to worry about anything. But he got second because I passed him because he's a loser. That's just how it is, So anyways, there you go. And that is Hit Parade for you. So like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the future video that I will be making on how to dominate the game Fall Guys. Catch you guys later.
Welcome back, you sexy motherfucker.